All right, you beautiful bastions of freedom, get in here. We have a freedom safari to launch. It is about saving the country every single day, and I'm going to be honest with you. The very ground is shaking underneath the Democrats, the leftists, and the media around this whole Iran thing. They don't know where to go. You can tell by all the things that they're doing, all the things that they're getting honestly slapped around about. And while we're at it, speaking of getting slapped around, all the dirt's dropping on James Tallarico in Texas about 4 seconds after he defeats Jasmine Crockett. Y'all, this is going to be a fun one. So as you get in here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Of course, tell me audio and video is good on your end so we may continue on this safari of freedom. As I mentioned, this is a show for everybody. So the more you jump in, the more you engage, the more you chats, comments, and emojis take part in the entire episode, as it were, the better it makes it for everybody, because that distribution is affected when the notification bell is forced to get up off his mom's basement in the couch in like Cheeto dust. Not cute, not a good look. But y'all, it is a pleasure to see you. I am putting everything together right now. It's all going to be linked in the description box below. As everyone in the chat is saying, let's go. It is time. Listen, guys, I got one more thing I got to do. It's required for this freedom train. I have to put in the comments, in the chat, comments, chats, emojis make the world go round. And you guys know how this works. Once it's posted, even though I spelled it wrong, don't care. Once it's posted, it's pinned, it's up, we are off to the races. Special administrative note, remember guys, we have loyal lefties, so if they get out of hand and they get a little too copy-pasty or a little too feisty, you guys are responsible as deputies to defend the sanctity and the honor of the chat. And with that said, let's jump right in to the crazy appetizers, because you guys know I only bring the best. And that's why we started at the very beginning, to show you the crazy. Because, oh boy, is it thick these days. The internet, I swear to God, it has really made a thing. But, of course, this gets the momentum going. You know, creative juices, sarcasm, all those great tools of the show and freedom. Watch this. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to let it go. You guys just tell me how this is going to go. 16 seconds. It's impressive if you can get my attention for 16 seconds and me go, what just happened? Here we go.
America deserves to get its shit absolutely rocked. And I say this as an American. I don't want to deal with this. I didn't do this. I've never supported this. However, if they wiped us off the map, I would completely understand. It would be justified because we fucking didn't deserve it.
I'm sorry. Almost didn't hit the button. I'm sorry. Did you just say that Iran should wipe us off the map? Us off the map because we, quote, deserve it? What is it about liberals that they just, I mean, not everyday Democrats. I'm talking about the lefties, like the AOCs, the Ilhan Omars, the Rashida Tlaibs, the Bernie Sanders. Like, what is it about these people that they are so self-loathing, they just want to kill everybody else too? Why? Why is this a thing? We're never going to find an answer to that. All we can do is relegate them to the dustbin of history because, whoa. But now let's keep on going. I have got a lot more. We're going to keep this momentum going, guys, because now, you know what I was thinking that we need? I was genuinely thinking that the thing that the left needs to bring back is arrogance, condescension, and elitism. Because apparently, it needs to be brought back. Oh, I'm going to show you in a second. Because it wasn't a net negative and a detriment for the Democrats and the lefties before. So maybe it needs to be brought back with titles and educations and degrees. Honest to God, can't make this stuff up. All right, let me hear you in the comments and the chats. Let's get off to the races. Take it away, young lady. Take it away.
I'm getting updates from my brother, and I just want everyone to know who voted for him that you're a piece of shit. And I really do think we need to bring back making people feel bad. Also, yes, people who have degrees in a specialty do know more than you. It's time to bring back like educational elitism as well. I am so tired of seeing people like put into positions in this government that have absolutely no right being in them. So yes, it's time to make people feel bad because it is your fault that these incompetent DEI hires truly are in power. The incompetency that is constantly showing itself in this government is absolutely disgusting. And I do in fact blame every single one of you who voted for this. My brother.
You guys get the gist. I don't really care about her brother. That doesn't matter to me at all. However, I do find it absolutely interesting and beyond measure fascinating that the thing that she thinks is missing is elitism, condescension, arrogance, and an overall inflation of titles to justify existence while then still saying it's DEI to do the opposite, but it's not DEI to base these decisions on things like race, sex, and gender. Like, that's not DEI because she has titles and she has all these different accolades from a liberal arts degree. But if you're on the other side of that spectrum, you're DEI. See how stupid this is? These people call us dumb. I just want to point that out. They actively call us dumb. It is a thing of beauty. It's a feat of engineering, but that's not all we've got for you. All right, let's keep on trucking, guys. Let me jump into those comments in the chats. Is she talking about Biden? That's a valid point. That's a valid point. Am
I Republican or Democrat? It really depends.
Hold on, Mr. Whatever you are. All right, here we go. And apparently, this is a German. Now, this could be a meme. I'm not 100% sure it's absolutely a genuine reaction from a German, but the point does still stand. This is a little bit more of an enjoyment side. Like, we've done a little bit of the sour. Now we're coming in with a little bit of the sweet. Kind of like a Sour Patch Kid, right? So this one, I genuinely really like this. You guys tell me what you think in the comments in the chat. This is 18 seconds of pretty funny.
I Republican or Democrat? It really depends who I'm with. You know, when I'm in Seattle talking to super liberal people, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are annoying as fuck. I'm a Republican now. But then I go to the South, I spend a lot of time with super Republican guys, you know, like driving around with pickup trucks, shooting guns. I'm like, oh my God, I'm even more Republican now. Yeah! I Republican.
I gotcha. You thought it was going to be a dumb liberal lefty. It's not. That was just something fun. But I mean, honest to goodness, like, it's just more fun over here. I mean, like, let's just talk about it. I mean, we got like the freedoms, we got like the family values, we got like the pew-pews, like we got all the good stuff. You guys can have your arrogance, condescension, and your titles. I don't really care about that crap. But man, we got the good stuff on this side. I'm just saying. God, country, family, and we're Southern. Well, a lot of us are. It's okay. We'll accept everybody no matter what. And speaking of a lefty, there's a lot of appetizers on this one. But before I get into this one, let me show you a super chat real quick because I do not want to miss those. That I would be a horrible host if I missed those. That would not be cool. All right. Here we go. And please send this one out, guys, because I can tell you right now from the attendance and the value in the engagement, the notifications did not go out. Jeremy Wills with a $5 super chat says, election shenanigans is one of the bluest areas of Texas. Jazzy was relieved she had something to whine about instead of accepting defeat gracefully. Well, that would require grace. Just saying. All right, I got one more super chat for you. MP 1876, $5 super chat. You should post on X when you're going live to bypass the YouTube notification laziness. Works for a Colorado content creator. I actually do that a lot. It doesn't always work because there's not 750,000 people that follow me on YouTube that are on X. I have about 30,000 people on X. So I will definitely start incorporating that more, but it's not a like for like scenario. I would love it to be, but I can definitely do that. That's not a big heavy lift. All right, I should do it more. Good super chats. Great to have you guys here. All right, listen, speaking of lefties, you guys know how much I like this account. I don't know why. They say real dumb things. They do. They say dumb things. But anyway, Joe says, Elections Joe, says, I swear to God, if Republicans flip California, Dems need to start dropping out now. Now, what he's talking about is something that I may or may not do an entire video on because they are getting to a level of concern now because none of the Democrats want to drop out and they're splitting the vote so much that the top two people are Republicans. The way the system works in California is it's a jungle primary system. The top two, who, no matter who they are, go on to a general election. So, and what you're looking at right now and why this person is very uncomfortable and freaking out is because right now, the top two people are Republicans. So effectively, if that were to hold, and again, I'm not telling you it's going to, I never predict the future. I just tell you what's going on. If that were to hold, that means that the governorship would be between two Republicans and there wouldn't be a Democrat on the ballot. That would be like cataclysmic 8-level DEFCON 1. I mean, like, could you imagine if Democrats lost the governorship of California? Like, holy crap. But this is why, the real reason why I cover this. Come here. I want to highlight the juxtaposition and the contrast of what they tell you on the daily and every once in a while when they freak out about something. Because in an environment and in a country that has no chance whatsoever of a Republican winning again, and everyone hates Donald Trump, and everyone hates you, and everyone hates me, and everyone hates everything conservative, and it's the biggest blue wave coming in the entire universe of all blue waves ever, history, ever, frickin' ever. All 800 states are going to go blue. It's fascinating to me that they would actually have to put this out in that scenario. Because sometimes doing what I do and when we talk about the things that we're talking about, sometimes just the most simple, obvious, like, wait a minute, that doesn't track. Hold on a second. Because when you look at this would not even be feasible or even possible if the other narrative they were pushing on you were true. That's my point. Can I guarantee you that California is going to go red with 2 red people going for governor? No, of course I can't. But the very fact that they are now looking at polling and they're saying, I swear to God, if Republicans flip California governor, that indicates something else is going on in the contrary to the narrative they're trying to spew on you with propaganda. That's what I try to bring with you guys. That's why I talk about these things. All right, let's keep on going. Let me hear you in the chat. This is important stuff, but guys, we are just now getting started. Oh my goodness gracious. It must be election time. Democrat Angie Craig, remember, this is the anti-Trump, anti-Republican, anti-anything, one of the little talking heads from Minnesota. I regret my vote on the Laken Riley Act. You mean the one where you shut it down because a woman was killed by an illegal immigrant and you wouldn't show support or any way, shape, or form? That's weird that you would do that in election season when you are in the right. You've told us you're in the right. You've told us that everyone agrees that you're in the right. You have said many a time that everyone who is on the other side is a bunch of rubes. No one likes them. And Donald Trump and his minions on the MAGA cult are going to go away and they're never going to win again because blue wave is incoming. And yet, it's the weirdest thing when it comes to election season. You regret your votes on your virtue signal BS. Isn't that odd? I find it puzzling. Almost like it doesn't play well because immigration is in the Republican column, even after all the propaganda. And those 2 people who died in Minnesota, who I guarantee you, they probably could not remember their names because they have outlived, so to speak, their political usefulness. By the way, it was Alex Preddy and Nicole Good, Renee Good. I do know the names. But you don't hear them saying it much anymore, do you? No, now they're saying, like, I regret my vote on Laken Riley Act. Well, that's strange because you were a real dillhole about that for a while. Almost like public opinion shifted and you need to keep your job. But why would you need to keep your job? Why would you need to do that to keep your job if everything is on your side like you tell us 24/7? Because you're lying. This is why I do what I do, because it's incredibly obvious what's happening. Anyway, let's keep on trucking. Maybe I am off the reservation. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm watching a clip right now of a far left crazy person talking to Senator Rick Scott, and everyone is so sick of the liberal lefties, not the everyday Democrats. I'm trying to drive a distinction between them. The wokies, the far left, the progressives, everyone's just tired of the bullshit. Honest to goodness. And I only use cursing when I'm emphasizing a point. And also sometimes it's appropriate. But in this case, it would fall under the appropriate column. Everyone is just looking like these people like, what is wrong with you? All right. Let's get it. Senator Rick Scott from Florida. Watch this exchange.
They were attacked They were attacked by the U.S.
How dumb are
and
you?
Israel while we were negotiating.
Can
you tell me why the U.S. is in a war with Iran?
Because they are building missiles and they want to kill all of us.
They wanted to kill all of us? The U.S. intelligence said that there was no threat from Iran.
It's not true.
Iran wanted to kill us?
Have you not followed the news? They put out F America all the time.
Yeah, well, saying something like that and actually doing something.
So people that are saying they're building weapons and trying to build nuclear weapons say they want to destroy America and we shouldn't take them seriously.
They were attacked
How dumb are you?
They were attacked by the U.S.
How dumb are
and
you?
Israel while we were negotiating.
You think that it's okay for people to say they want to destroy us and it's okay? We should just ignore that.
As long as they're not doing anything.
100 missiles They're not doing anything to build
You know
100
why
missiles a month.
you know why there's
So this is the most, I know that was a little bit low volume. It's because the clip was low. That wasn't my audio volumes. That was just the clip. But do you understand how asinine these people sound? And this is why the entire thing is shifting. Yeah, I know. Well, there is sound. It's just really, really quiet. I'll tell you what. I'll back it up. I'll jack up the sound real quick. Sorry, I was wondering if it was coming through. But if it's not, okay, here. Let me fix this because this is an important point. Sorry, if you heard it, you're going to watch it again because this is an important point. Let me jack the volume up real quick. And we should be good because I want you guys to hear this. All right, this is Rick Scott talking to a Code Pink, a peace protester on behalf of Iran. Watch this.
And we shouldn't take them seriously.
They were attacked
How
by
dumb
the.
are you?
They were attacked by the U.S.
How dumb are
and
you?
Israel
think-
while we
think
were
that-
negotiating. Can you tell me why the U.S. is in a war with Iran?
Because they are building missiles and want to kill all of us.
They wanted to kill all of us. Well, the U.S. intelligence said that there was no threat from Iran.
It's not true.
Iran wanted to kill us.
Have you not followed the news? They
Yeah.
put out all the time.
Yeah, well, saying something like that and actually doing something.
Oh, so
opposed
people
to-
that are
That's
saying
America,
they're
the
building
slogan.
weapons and trying to build nuclear weapons, and they want to destroy America, and we shouldn't take them seriously.
They were attacked
How
by
dumb
the.
are you?
They were attacked by the U.S.
How dumb are
and
you?
Israel
think-
while we
think
were
that-
negotiating.
You think that it's okay for people to say they want to destroy us, and it's okay? We should just ignore that.
As long as they're
And
not doing
building
anything.
100 missiles. They're not doing anything to build
You know
100
why
missiles a month.
You know why there's.
All right, this is so, guys. And let me know if you can hear it, please, because I want to make sure you heard those details because that it's wild how insane this is. So you're dealing with people, and this is why I say they're an eye roll because they don't deal in reality. So you're telling me that you're perfectly fine as a anti-war protester, Code Pink activist. You're totally fine with someone building 100 missiles a month and saying for 40 years they want to kill you. And your response to that is, as long as they haven't killed me. Are you an idiot? I mean, honestly, Rick Scott had it right there. Are you dumb? Are you a really dumb person? They are literally building missiles, trying to get enriched uranium for nuclear weapons, of which they said they're going to actively do. And your big play is, well, they haven't nuked us yet, so why are you upset? How about we just push some buttons so we prevent nuking from happening? Why is that difficult? I mean, honest to God, when I say that the left and the progressives are a proverbial eye roll, it's because all of this crap, listen to me, this is the whole point. Well, we shouldn't be upset until they actually nuke us. Okay, you're an idiot. It's kind of the same concept as they say with voting in the most recent the SAVE Act. Well, there's no fraud yet, so why would we prevent voter fraud if the voter fraud doesn't exist? What? It's the same concept. It's the same reason why whenever you go to any type of Democrat establishment or Democrat DNC or Democrat convention, they always start with a, what do they call that? A land acknowledgement. They always start with these far left wokies. Y'all do not have a lick of fun until we acknowledge the land that we are on is stolen land. And the Native Americans, the First Nations people need to have recognition because we are on their land. And now that we have done it, we can now properly continue with our DNC. And if you think I'm making that up, you can look up the beginning of all the DNCs in recent memory. But this is the whole point. Why is everyone happy and laughing? Don't they know that climate change is going on? Madge, why are you this way? That's the point. Everyone feels this way. Everyone's like, are you stupid? Okay. I hope I landed that plane. Let's keep on trucking, guys. We have got some serious stuff to talk about. 2,500 people in here right now. Thank you for being here. I am going to go into this next part, and I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be a fun one because the Democrats have just jumped out of the frying pan and into the proverbial fire. Because their little homeboy, James Tallarico in Texas, there is so much dropping on him right now. And the reason why it's important is because he couches himself as this moderate and no one really hit him on it because Jasmine Crockett was so crazy far left. Well, now that she's gone, it's like, poof, holy crap, how did James Tallarico get all the way over here with all these clips to make him a far-raging leftist? This is going to be brutally amazing. Because all the things that the Democrats are spouting and spouting and espousing are Democrats are going to win Texas easy. This is the most conservative state in the union, right next to Florida. Okay, so call me crazy, and I might be. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But call me crazy. This doesn't seem. This doesn't seem to really want to be resonating in Texas. Listen to some of his positions, and all these things are dropping. So as you guys get in here, let me hear you in the comments, the chats, the emojis. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Take it away, James. Show us who you truly are.
Do you know any undocumented immigrants?
No, I do not.
When I was a teacher on the west side of San Antonio, I taught a lot of students who were undocumented. And I don't want to stereotype, but those students tended to be the most patriotic, the hardest working students that I had in the classroom. And again, I haven't stated this enough to say this definitively, but there are interpretations of certain...
Okay, we're going to get to that part in a second. So, immigrants who are undocumented, so illegal immigrants, those people are more patriotic than the United States citizens. Yeah, that's going to play well in Texas. That's just one. Let's keep going. This is going to be fun.
Passages from the Torah, where some folks will even say that there is some subtle instructions for how to perform an abortion in the ancient world, certain things to drink, things like that. Before we go further, I want to acknowledge.
Okay. The Torah, really, in the ancient world, they were for abortion in the Jewish state back in the day. Really. That's what it was. Guys, we got 3 minutes of this.
That our trans community needs abortion care too. Defending trans Texans is something we have to do every day at the state capitol. And you better believe I'll be giving sermons on that too. I want us all to be aware.
Trans people need abortions too? Diving into trans issues? Fighting trans conversations in Texas? In Texas? I'm going to let it keep ripping. Guys, it's all going to shift under their feet. This guy is going to be exposed as crazy left.
Is that modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than two biological sexes. In fact, there are 6. Is both masculine and feminine and everything in between. God is non-binary.
That's one of my personal favorites. I'm sorry. God is non-binary, and there are 6 different genders. In Texas, this doesn't play well in California. Texas! They're running this in Texas. God in heaven. I swear, I don't even know. Okay, let's keep going.
So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. So this idea that to be a Christian means you have to be anti-gay and anti-abortion, there really is no historical, theological, biblical basis for that opinion. And if you think about it from a Christian perspective, something interesting that Jesus does throughout his ministry is he is breaking first century norms about women, talking with women, learning from women, having women lieutenants in his movement. And this was something that was kind of unheard of in the first century. The longest conversation Jesus has with anybody in the whole Bible is with the Samaritan woman at the well. And so this affirmation of women as full and equal people is a huge part of the Jesus movement, especially the early church. And then the last, I think, story I would go to is the story of Mary. Mary is probably my favorite figure in the Bible, the mother of Jesus. And, you know, she's an oppressed peasant teenage girl living in poverty under an oppressive empire as a Jew. And she has a vision from God that she's going to give birth to a baby who's going to bring the powerful down from their thrones, going to scatter the proud, who's going to send the rich away empty. I mean, this revolutionary song that she sings, it's called the Magnificat. And it's actually been banned by certain authoritarian regimes because it is so radical. But I say all this in context of abortion because before God comes over Mary and we have the incarnation, God asks for Mary's consent, which is remarkable. I mean, go back and read this in Luke. I mean, the angel comes down and asks Mary if this is something she wants to do. And she says, if it is God's will, let it be done. Let it be. Let it happen. So to me, that is an affirmation in one of our most central stories that creation has to be done with consent.
In Texas. Y'all, this guy is blending, again, this doesn't play in California. This guy's blending Christianity with early church history, with socialism, with equity, with social equity issues. Then he goes down the transgender stuff, then he goes down the abortion stuff, then he goes down all the different gender stuff. This guy's running in Texas. Like, this is going to be 6 months of this just smoking him from orbit. And these are the people who think that they're going to win Texas. This guy makes Beto O'Rourke look like a scholar. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think about that. All right, so I got a couple super chats for you real quick. Let's get those in here because I do not miss those. That would be indeed shenanigans. Double down with a $10 super chat. Liberals wear blinders, and just to show how bad it is, Patterson, New Jersey has been changed to Little Palestine. Just checked out Texas, and we'll check out Florida. New Jersey screwed the pooch, or in this case, different farm animal. Hi-oh, bazinga. All right, let's keep on checking. I got one more, and then we're going to get right back to this. D. London with a $5 euro donation. There is no other description for this than blasphemy. It's a whole lot. I'm not the arbiter of that accusation, but that is a whole lot. Whole lot. All right, let's keep on trucking because it's only going to get more fun from here, people. Oh yeah, that's the whole God is non-binary thing. We already talked about that. Oh my God. Here's the bottom line with this. The Democrats are going to pump up James Tallarico as he is going to be the second coming of non-binary God. And then they're going to get millions upon millions of dollars, just like they did with Beto O'Rourke, just like they did with Jasmine Crockett, just like they're going to do with James Tallarico. And then he's going to get smoked because the guy has 8 million controversial things on actual video. I only showed you 3 minutes worth. This is what is going to happen. I can't project what's going to happen with the voting. I can tell you he's going to get smoked on this stuff, just like Graham Plattner in Maine is going to get smoked for all of his far-left sociopathic views, including the Nazi tattoos on his freaking chest. Good God. I swear these people do not think 4 feet in front of their face. All right. This part. Oh, my God. I'm just going to keep on ripping because this is fun. I would like a table for 2 for Democrat hypocrisy and squirming, please. Hakeem Jeffries as the main dish. Because this part right here, y'all, I've showed you multiple times the whole Iranian thing with Nancy Pelosi saying it was perfectly fine for Obama to bomb Libya and 8 other countries and 2,700 bombs, or 27,000 bombs rather, without authorization. But when Donald Trump does one of them, oh my God, the world is ending because he's a tyrant, okay? Well, a reporter decided to call Hakeem Jeffries on this in the House leadership minority segment of the press conferences. Listen to this and watch the deflection here. This is the most wild thing you could ever see. Watch this.
Thank you, Leader Jeffries. Back in 2011, Nancy Pelosi said that then President Obama didn't need congressional approval to bomb Libya. Now House Democrats say President Trump needs that approval to bomb Iran. What's the difference?
Well, obviously, Libya and the circumstances connected to that were very different than the circumstance that we face in Iran right now. I mean, I don't...
Yeah, one is threatened to kill us and one didn't. Anyway, continue.
even understand the genesis or basis of that question, not suggesting that you're not asking it in good faith.
Libya went
But
on for
obviously,
7 months.
as I've indicated, first of all, I was not in Congress at the time. So we're dealing with what we're dealing with right now, which is a catastrophic, endless war, as Donald Trump has characterized it, without any justification that there was going to be a preeminent assault or attack on the United States of America, either in our homeland or as it relates to our interests in the Middle East. The administration is not even pretending like they have intelligence or information at this point, publicly.
All right. First of all, let's address that. NATO has come out and said, yeah, no, they're building bombs and missiles, and they threatened to kill everybody, and it was a very good thing that we did this and disarmed the Viper, or defanged the Viper. I mean, like, even NATO has said it. Okay? Everyone's saying it. I've got multiple videos lined up for you showing how the entire world is lining up against Iran, except the Democrats in the United States Congress. So, like, I got this all day on drip, okay? But the other part is, well, and someone just said it in the chat, I wasn't in Congress at the time that Nancy Pelosi said that back in 2008. So since I wasn't in Congress, it just didn't happen. No, it's not how that works, because she was the leader of the Democrats at the time, which means the Democrat Party and the office of which you now hold supported it. It doesn't matter if you were in there. That doesn't matter at all. Nice try. You suck at this. Anyway, let's keep on trucking, because the guy's just not good at it. So now let's keep on showing you what's happening with everything shifting under the feet, the shifting sands, as it were, underneath those pesky lefties. Because honest to goodness, they don't know which way is up. And I do feel for them a little bit. And I'm going to show you John Fetterman, because they hate him right now. I mean, they've hated him for a while. But we're going to go big real quick, and I want to explain to you why this is such a detrimental position and how it has become such a detrimental position to the Democrats. Okay? First off, Iran, everyone knows that they're a bad actor. Everyone doesn't like them, which is why all the Gulf states in the Middle East are also bombing the crap out of them. Everyone knows that. And then you've also got the far-left wokies who don't want anything for Donald Trump no matter what. Even if you gave them $1 million, they still wouldn't want it because Donald Trump is evil. So you've got a little bit of a caught between a lefty and a hard place, because the progressive woke base of their party, which is now about 54% of the party because they let it take over and metastasize like a cancer, it's now part of the Democrat Party and the thought process. So you can't divorce the two or both patients die. That's the whole point. And that's what I've consistently said. The reason that this civil war that is happening in the Democrat Party is so important is because the Democrats, the everyday Democrats, allowed the far left progressives to infiltrate themselves in their systems so deeply that if you rip them apart, they literally cease to exist. And of course, the example would be going from a socialist part, like going from Democrats over here and socialists over here. They both would lose. They can't function. They are now a symbiotic relationship. The Democrats can't do the moderate things they want because the far left won't allow them to. The far left can't be kept in check because they are the far left. And the Democrats suffer because of it, i.e. Jasmine Crockett, James Tallarico, Graham Plattner, Kat Abigalala, whatever the hell her name is in Illinois. They're all far left crazies, but they win in the primary system because the far left Democrats have become leftist. They are the call is coming from within the House. This is the point. That's why they hate this guy so much. Watch this. John Fetterman on the Iran strikes. Maybe.
And it's more just now because of that. What this happens, you don't have to agree on everything, but it's like, yes, I'm the only Democrat because I'm not afraid of my base to just say, you know what, this was overall a good thing. You don't have to agree on everything, so I'm going to be honest. So, like, why can't you just acknowledge that one of the most evil people on the face of the earth was erased? That's a good thing. And it's more just now because of that. What this happens, you don't have to.
All right, so hold on a second. This is my third try That's not good for a super chat. If I'm missing you 2 other times, I deeply apologize. That is not intentional. I don't remember seeing your name, though. At 92 Alpha Gal, 499. This is my 3rd try, so I hope you see this. Thanks for all the research and time spent on bringing us the truth. Well, thank you very much. And honest to goodness, if I missed you on 2 other super chats, I genuinely apologize. That is not something that I want to happen. That is not intentional. I apologize if that's the case. All right, let's keep on going. Let's get it. That's the first one. Again, this little tiff inside the lefties is becoming quite loud, and it's quite vocal. You guys can believe me or not. You can tell me what you think in the comments of the chat below. I know that our loyal lefties don't believe me, and that's fine. One day you'll see the light. You will cross the rainbow bridge to happiness. But until then, enjoy hating John Fetterman some more. Watch this.
Yeah, as far as I know, I think I would be the only Democrat to vote against that, and I just don't understand where I'm at. So, as far as I know, every single senator says we must never allow Iran to acquire a nuclear facility and a weapon. And now I think we all agree on that. Why can't you just acknowledge, hey, that's really happened now? Then now they can't acquire those anymore. Why can't we just acknowledge that was a good thing and that the world's better now and more safe after what's happened? So as if that requires me as a Democrat to just condemn those kinds of things, I think we've all been saying that we want to make sure that they can never make Iranian a nuclear power.
The president says
this is the bottom line. This is the point, and they hate him because he's doing something that's not against Donald Trump. That's why they hate him. They are infuriated at him because he is genuinely telling the Democrats, if you continue to do this, you're just going to continue to lose because you're coming across as crazy. You have all the different Muslim states and Arab states in the Gulf, in the Middle East, all of them that are going against Iran right now. And they're asking for coordinates so they can get a punch in too. Because we're not the only ones that they threaten and terrorize. They do it to everybody. They're the bully in the Middle East elementary school. And they're getting smacked around. So for John Fetterman, he's going, well, why is this a bad thing? Because the very same people who are now voting against or voting for the War Powers Act, which didn't work out, are also the ones saying they can't have a nuclear weapon. So you're sitting on your virtue signal of, no, we can't allow this, but you were too chicken shit to do anything about it. Because that's really what it is. It's too politically hot football-y, so I don't want to touch it. But that's not what John Fetterman's saying. He's saying, Democrats, why the hell would you not applaud for someone else doing something that you yourself have advocated for years? Because it's Donald Trump. It's TDS. Let's keep on going. We got even more stuff. More treats upon the tabs. And here's another thing. Remember how I told you that that this was having real big vibes, or at least I was picking up big vibes that were very similar to Venezuela? By all means, tell me in the chat in the comments if you guys remember me doing this, because it's interesting, the correlation and the similarities. Do you think Iran poses a national security threat to the United States? 61% say yes, from a far left poster from Canada. Yes, 61%. The entire reason for Trump doing this is because it's a threat to the United States. So you're telling me that Donald Trump is aligned with another supermajority on another main issue the Democrats are trying to make their little political football? Because every single one that they've rolled out has turned out to be against them in polling. Like SAVE Act, like the ICE stuff, like this, Venezuela. Like, they just keep on getting kicked right in the... I mean, it's literally like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football, and Lucy just keeps on yanking it. Only in this case, Lucy's Trump. I mean, my God. All right, let's keep on going, because you can't make this stuff up. Here's another thing that the left has really been trying to spew, that everyone's against this and everyone hates it, and the Republican base is turning against Trump, and everyone hates everything. Again, same narrative, different day. It's weird, though, because if I zoom into this, which was new polling from CBS, it would show you that 85% of Republicans are like, yep, all right. Only 15% disapprove, and 37% of Indies approve. That's almost 40%. So am I sitting here telling you that it's 100% all the way? No, I'm not. But it's not the narrative Republicans are all turning against Donald Trump over the Iran decision, because 85% are like, sweet, been coming for a while. Let's get it done. That's the reality on the ground. But that's not what they would tell you, because they're trying to hit this at 90% Dems and be like, see, that's everybody. No, it's not everybody. That's the whole point. All right, let's keep on trucking. We've got 3 more tabs. Do you approve or disapprove of the current U.S. military action against Iran? This is a totally different thing, 50-50. Okay? So you don't have a plurality of anybody. CBS approve, disapprove of military action against Iran if they think the conflict would last. Days and weeks, plus 52%. If this is days or weeks long, it's plus 52%. It starts falling off with months at -8 and years at -74. No one wants a forever war. I don't want a forever war. No one watching this, I would assume, wants a forever war, because the Afghanistan debacle for 20 years was stupid. Let's not do that again. There are no indications that that is happening right now, but it doesn't matter, because it's the new talking point. 52% in the positive, 76 to 24 on the approval if it lasts days and weeks. What else do you need? You partner that over here with the other 61% say, yeah, Iran's a threat to the United States. This is all checking. But again, the media is not going to tell you this stuff, because they have a vested interest in destroying Donald Trump. That's the whole point. And finally, this is a very important piece. I don't need to have that last one. This is a very important piece. The ability for Iran to fight back in any way, shape, or form is being neutralized. And it's being neutralized by a large, large percentage each day. And this is where it's going to get really fun, because the liberals and the lefties have been telling you that they're going to destroy everything and anything. And all of their ability to do so is not working out. The Straits of Hormuz, they're not going to be able to shut the Straits of Hormuz. They don't have that option. The only reason it's shut right now is because some insurance were underwriters in London, not because of the Iranians. And then you've got these missiles that are dropping 350 first day, 175 second day, 120 third day, 50 the fourth day. Their infrastructure is being destroyed. Their distribution is being destroyed. They have no way to reinvigorate their supplies. All their caches are being destroyed. All their supply depot. Everything is being torched. This is the whole point. If it lasts days and weeks, they've already achieved total air superiority. Where's the doom and gloom guaranteed by the left? It's not. It's diminishing. And pretty soon, you're not going to see any missiles coming out of Iran going anywhere, because they've destroyed the capability to do so, which is the whole point. Destroy all the infrastructure of the crazy person holding the gun to your head. The reason that I'm covering this stuff so tightly is because I genuinely have a gut feeling that this is going to end up just like Venezuela. It's going to work. And it's going to defang a viper in Iran. They're not going to have nuclear weapons. They're not going to have infrastructure. They're not going to have a command structure. They're not going to have a navy. They're going to have nothing left. And at the very bare minimum, they aren't going to have any capability to make any war or any threat to anybody for at least 20 years, if they're still in power. This is the whole point. You no longer have an active threat on the table. You have removed the active threat from the table. I don't know. That's the way that I see it. But listen, I've got a super chat. I saw one come through, and I want to make sure that I get all of them, because I feel really bad when I miss them. I don't like doing that. MP 1876, my 86-year-old dad is now a fan of the Florida beard and cap guy. You know what? I appreciate that. The Florida beard and cap guy appreciates him back. I support that. That's not a wrong. It's not a wrong assessment of the situation. But listen. Guys, Brandon for Congress, Paxton for Senate. I've had the conversation. I am not 100% sure that congressional runs are the best way I can destroy the lefties, because I can actually do more with this camera and that than that. So that's my take. You can let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But listen, I'm going to get out of here, because transparently, I still haven't eaten dinner yet. But that's okay. We're going to take that taken care of. We're going to come right back tomorrow, fueled and ready to spread some freedom across the incredible globe, across the incredible nation, with a great, bright future, leaving it better than we found it. I love each and every one of you, just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. Later.